Hi, this is Chu Yao Shang. I'll introduce the history and the location of Lokar River. Lokar River was established in 1924. It's a small town in the Aboriginal share of Lokar River and the coastal locality split between the Aboriginal share of Lokar River and the share of Cook and the Cape York Peninsula in Queensland, Australia. And the emergency scenario which we choose is natural hazard, especially climate and weather. Due to its geographical positioning, the area can experience cyclone during the months of November to April, which is known in the far north as the cyclone season or wet season. Severe tropical storm can occur during the summer months, accompanied by lightning to start bushfires and heavy rain that can cause flash flooding. So flooding is a major threat to the Lokar River community. There are also other potential disasters existed in Lokar River, such as landslides, bushfire, earthquakes, and animal plant disease. And we also researched the framework of the Lokar River. The objective of the Lokar River Aboriginal Share Local Disaster Management Plan are to facilitate the implementation of effective and efficient disaster management strategies and arrangements. We put some purpose about this framework, and there are some essential services such as communication media. They use television and radio, and also water supply, Lokar River Primary Health Care Center, Royal Flying Doctor Service, and so on. And we also do some researches about the emergency scenario in the other area. The first one is Bangladesh. Bangladesh is vulnerable to periodic natural disaster due to its conical shape and location on the tip of Bay of Bengal. Here are some implements what they do. The first one is the inhabitants. They're making rafts from banana trunks, and the construction of the high-raised platform above food water level on bamboo pillars. And also they establish responsibility system for government at all levels, the Disaster Management Committee, Flood Forecasting and Warning Center, and Rich Social Capital of the People of Bangladesh, which concludes the community helps and people help each other. The other one, which is called Yolngu. Yolngu are the indigenous inhabitants of roughly the northeastern third of Arnhem Land in the Northern Territory of Australia. So there are some details of their framework. The first one is caring and sharing, and women and men sharing power. Next is elder wisdom and authority, having faith in supreme power or God. Aboriginal lead community organizations. And the Center framework for disaster risk reduction, which is suitable for us after our discussion. Here are some priorities for actions in the slide about the framework. The first one is understanding disaster risk and strengthening disaster risk governance to manage disaster risk, and investing in disaster risk reduction for resilience. The last one, enhancing disaster preparedness for effective response and to build back better in recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. Here are some design and architecture projects aimed to prevent, manage, or aid recovery from natural hazard events. I won't introduce all of them, but demonstrate some good points or good projects which is useful for this slide, the middle one is a search and rescue vehicle that comes equipped with a drone in order to scan the surrounding landscape during emergency response to landslide, earthquake, and other disasters. It's really cool. Next, the left one is a life jacket that uses discarded plastic bottle as flotation device in flood-prone and low-income area. The boat life jacket would be created by waste generated from fast fashion manufacturers on a charitable basis. The last one I will introduce is in the middle of this slide. It's a paper protection system which was used during previous climate-related disaster and the COVID-19 pandemic. It's made of cardboard tubes and a textual partition to create a series of private rooms. 3 people can build the shelter in just 5 minutes.
Hi everyone, I'm Zhen Yan. I would like to introduce you to the analysis of the Lockhart River community. The Lockhart River community is located on the Cape York Peninsula on the east coast of the Queensland. It has a typical tropical climate with a rainy season from December to April and a dry season from May to November. In the rainy season, the community is often affected by the tropical cyclones, which bring storms and heavy rainfall, leading to secondary disasters such as the floods and building collapse caused by the strong winds. Therefore, the design must have efficient range and waterproofing performance, as well as a strong wind resistance and structural stabilities to cope with those extreme weather conditions. In the dry season, drought and high temperature increase the risk of the bushfires, which in turn lead to secondary disasters such as the deteriorating air quality and the tight water supply. Therefore, the design should also pay attention to the setting of the fire isolation belts, the use of the fireproof and heat isolating materials, and the efficient use and the store of water resource and nature ventilating of the buildings. Ensure that the health and safety of the community residents and the resource supply are guaranteed under drought and high temperature conditions. The main transportation artery of the community is Lockhart River Road, so this road is the only economical and convenient way to enter and exit the Lockhart River community. However, during the rainy season, floods often make the road impassable, forcing residents to rely on the aviation and barge service for Lockhart River Airport to transport necessities and supplies. Therefore, the design needs to consider the establishment of a more efficient multimodal transportation systems, including flood-proof design of the roads, integration of the aviation and water transportation to ensure that the community's transportation and the material supply can still be guaranteed in flood situations. This is the layout of the community. It can be seen that the community's transportation network is well distributed. Due to the low-lying terrains, special attention needs to be paid to the drainage of the surrounding environment and the disaster relief work after the flood. In addition, it's necessary to consider how to integrate the residential development area in the fuse with the existing layout to better improve the existing emergency measures and ensure that the new development area is seamlessly integrated with the existing infrastructure to improve the overall emergency response capacity of the community and the safety of the residents. As can be seen from the figure, the community has a complete water supply and a draining system that can efficiently cope with the water draining needs in the dry and rainy season, providing a solid foundation for the emergency response design. The community resilience to natural disaster can be further enhanced by increased draining capacity, introduced green infrastructure, regular maintenance and inspections, flood prevention measures, and installing monitoring and early warning systems. According to the survey, the community's firefighting force is relatively weak, with only a few volunteers and two rescue vehicles. As can be seen from the picture, the risk of the bushfire in and around the community is relatively high. Therefore, it is crucial to better monitor the vegetation conditions around the community. Consider designing a fire warning systems, strengthening firefighting training and drills, and funding more volunteers to strengthen the firefighting force to ensure that they can respond quickly and effectively when a fire occurs, and properly use the precious water resource in the dry season. The main plant community include tropical lowland rainforest, eucalyptus and Melaleuca forests, large wasteland and mangrove communities, etc. The main plant species are eucalyptus, palm trees, ferns, and various native shrubs. Therefore, the design should fully consider the impact of these plants and plant communities, emphasize the integrate with the local environment, and use local resources and materials as much as possible. The design should include monitoring of the plants and the surrounding ecology to reduce the negative impacts of the overdevelopment. In addition, there are many kinds of animals, including birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. Therefore, the design should be consider protection of the wildlife, ensure the accessibility of the animals, reduce the impact of the light pollution on organisms, especially birds, enhance environmental containment, reduce interference with nature, and help animals surviving and migrate better. At the same time, protective measures should be taken to prevent animals from the damaged facilities. These measures can monitor the survival of animals while protecting the ecosystems.
Hi, I'm James, and next we analyze the residents of Lockhart River. Lockhart River is home to 6 heritage language groups, all of whom consider Lockhart River their home. As a result, residents of this community have a strong sense of cultural identity. According to the 2021 census data for Lockhart River, Lockhart River residents' main age group is 80 to 64 years old, with a low risk of an aging population. The vast majority are of the indigenous status. English is spoken by only one-fourth of the population, and the community's housing stock is generally in separate houses. The Lockhart River community lacks apartments as a housing type compared to the overall housing stock in Queensland. Art and culture hold an important place in Lockhart River. The cultural values of the Lockhart River community is largely roots in its rich history and deep indigenous traditions. The Lockhart River community is known for being home to the internationally recognized Rock Harbor Arts Group. The artists tell the story of their culture and traditions through their unique works of contemporary art. These works contain rich patterns, colors, and stories, that shows the community's respect and conservation of the natural environment and traditional culture. At the same time, the design of the community art center promotes the local culture. The Rock River Committee also focuses on the environment management and sustainable design, include beach protection, fishing management, bird watching, and Second World War ruins protection. This design reflects the community's respect for and protection of natural resources, as well as their traditional ecological knowledge and sustainability vision. On the other hand, community gardens and agriculture programs provide the community with fresh produce, reduce food costs, and promote organic farming and sustainable agricultural practice. Reflects the community's deep sense of connection to the land and respect for natural resource. These design works and community projects shape a culturally vibrant and environmentally conscious community. The Pua Foundation is a non-profit organization working to support and enhance the local river community. It founded in 2008. The foundation is community-focused and works through a common design approach to address and challenges facing the community and to promote community development. During the Pua Foundation research, we found that the local river community still faces significant challenges. The community has a homelessness rates of around 50% and 90% of the housing stock is social housing. There is no current supply of new housing and over 50 families are on waiting list for housing. 44% of families have children under the age of 15 with no employed parent, and 32% of families do not have access to a vehicle. The unemployment rate is triple of the national average. The cost of groceries is on average 65% higher than other areas, and the community relies on a weekly cargo service by barge during the rainy season. Educational standards are low, with only 43% of third grades meeting the national minimum standards for reading and 70% meeting the national minimum standards for math. Life expectancy in the community is 20 years lower than the national average, and the suicide rate is 5 times higher than national average and 6 times higher for young men. In addition, 65% of the pregnant women smoke during pregnancy. As a result, the special residents of the local river community have multiple needs and challenges that cover housing, education, health, family support, and economics. In response to these challenges, the Pua Foundation and the community partnered to create a community center that provides services such as early education, family well-being, leadership, and empowerment, and promotes community engagement and common design solutions. The Rockhard River is located in north-south Queensland. Its tropical climate makes it subject to potential national disasters from flooding and tropical cyclones. In response to national disasters, The committee used flood-resistant building materials and design to ensure that the building can withstand extreme weather. The committee also provide emergency shelters to provide help and support to residents in need. However, the local river community is isolated due to its location, and this may make it difficult to access outside support in the event of the national disaster. The Lockdown River community ability to respond to emergencies after disaster is weak, as assessed by the frame of reference in the CDCF. In particular, two important components of the framework, resource and scheduling, are not enough to respond to emergencies. Finally, here is a citation reference I applied it. Thanks, everyone.